knowing if Blair is going to get through this crisis. I think I better start carrying out her wishes.
Such as?
Such as taking custody of Star away from you.
Not a chance.
Blair doesn't want you in Star's life anymore. She said that to me just minutes before she had her stroke.
Yeah, I'll bet she did.
I'm going to see to it that Blair's interests are protected.
You do that. But you won't see my child. Not ever. You can forget about this custody nonsense, because Star lives with me. I'm going now to find my woman.
If I move fast, I can get Star out of that penthouse. Come on.
Now, hold it, hold it. Do you mean to tell me you would actually go into Manning's place and walk out of there with his little girl?
She's Blair's little girl, too. And yes.
Dorian, she's a human being, not an end table.
She's going to be infinitely better off without Todd.
She loves Todd.
Oh, she loves me, too. And it isn't as if she hasn't lived in my house before.
Oh. And when would you be living in it? It seems to me once Todd got you arrested for kidnapping, you'd be in jail. And wouldn't that be a handy charge to use against you in a custody suit?
Oh, yes. Todd stooped to all sorts of nasty manipulations during that last custody trial. He even cast Blair in the most unflattering light. But this time things are different.
Are they?
Yes, Blair was always her worst enemy. She was constantly forgiving Todd for whatever he did. Well, this time she knows him for what he really is. A rapist and a murderer.
Oh, well, gee, that's an improvement, isn't it?
Whose side are you on?
Frankly, Star's.
Well, so am I. The last thing that Blair said to me before her stroke was that she wanted Star out from under Todd's roof and away from his influence. Well, I'm going to do everything that I have to see that that happens.
What's wrong with matrimony?
Our marriage is over.
Todd is one of them.
Nobody's gonna split you and me up.
Todd needs a wife to get custody of Star.
Fortunately, he can afford a good lawyer.
I'll give you $5 million if you marry me. Well, you're the only girl for me.
Watch what happens on One Life to Live. ABC Daytime. Hi.
I assume you heard that I'm going to be taking Star to go visit her mother in Philadelphia. You see, I'm praying that the presence of her daughter will help my niece come out of her coma. But we're going to be leaving Llanview very early, so I thought it would be best if Star spent the night with me. You do have her ready.
Mr. Manning didn't tell me anything about this.
Oh, my, but we just talked about it at the country club party. Oh, well. Now, I do appreciate your caution, but I can assure you that Todd knows all about this. Please, go get Star ready now.
No one takes Star out unless Mr. Manning tells me so.
You don't have to bother calling him. He's probably busy, and that's why he hasn't called you. You probably can't reach him.
He carries a cell phone always, so I can call.
All right. While you're calling him, I'll get Star ready.
No one goes upstairs without Mr. Manning's okay.
Really, Judith? I'm Star's aunt.
Mrs. Lord, please.
This is ridiculous. Can't you see that Todd's paranoia it's become absurd? Now, please, step aside. I'm going to go get Star.
No, Mrs. Lord,
How dare you? How dare you keep me away from my own flesh and blood? I don't care what that lunatic...
What do you think you're doing?
without your permission.
Thank you, Judith. Is Star upstairs?
Yes.
Maybe you could go up and check on her. I'll take care of this.
Don't think I'm going to stop until I get Star away from you.
You're flirting with a kidnapping charge, making threats like that. And you'll be facing one for sure if you carry them out.
The only kidnapper I know of in this room is your client, Miss Delgado. My sole interest is the protection of my niece.
From whom? Her own father?
From her father, who is a rapist, and from what I gather, a cold-blooded murderer, having blown up Guy Armitage's yacht.
That's ridiculous speculation. There have been no inquiries to that effect, nor is there any evidence to cast suspicion on Mr. Manning.
Except in his charge I know he's guilty, and I'm going to prove it.
Knock yourself out.
I've asked my lawyer to have me appointed as Blair's guardian ad litem. That means I'll be able to act in her behalf. In any litigation, she doesn't want Star spending a moment longer with you than she has to, particularly since she may not come through this.
Hey, now you shut your mouth and get the hell out of my house.
I'll handle this. Legally. You get out of this apartment and don't come back, or I'll file charges on my client's behalf that'll make your head spin.
I have every right to be here on Blair's behalf, to see to Star's safety.
I'll start with trespassing and move right on through until I get a writ of harassment that keeps you 200 yards from Mr. Manning and/or his child at all times.
Very good. And to quote your client, knock yourself out. Todd, you know I'll be back.
Are you all right?
Yeah. But if that happens, what she was talking about, Blair dies, I can't lose both of them. I can't lose Blair and Star. I can't. I won't.
Real decisions until we know what's going to happen with Blair. And there's certainly no way to predict that.
I don't want to wait for Blair. I want to make a plan and follow it.
Okay, let me lay out your options. Suppose Blair recovers. She might get over her anger and move back in here with you.
What about it?
Well, then you have no problem. Or she might decide to go through with the divorce, move back in with Dorian, and sue you for custody.
Well, then what?
Then you have a problem.
Yeah, then I'm back where I was when Star got sick to begin with. But, you know, Blair, when she gets out of the hospital, is going to need physical therapy for months. I mean, she's not going to be able to take care of Star. I mean, that's in my favor, right?
Some. But there's another option.
Oh, yeah, right, she'll croak. Or she'll be a vegetable.
You don't mince words.
No. You surprised? Well, you don't either. Ah, never mind. What were you talking? Go ahead.
I'm sorry to ask you to even think like this.
It's okay. It's your job, right?
And Dorian's already thinking this way. Without Blair to bring action against you, Dorian's only real hope of taking Star away from you, her only competent, surviving biological parent, would be to prove that you were irrefutably unfit.
Oh, how is she going to do that?
For example, if you were on the run, in jail, or involved in any illegal activity.
Oh, that's just what Dorian and her trash-sifting writer boyfriend are going to try and prove, right?
My point being that at the moment, you're in good shape. There are no charges against you, and judging from our little schmooze with Commissioner Buchanan, I don't think you're seriously considered a suspect in the Armitage bombing. Besides, there's no physical evidence, only speculation. Now, that could change, and we should act preemptively in case it does.
What's going to make that change?
I'm just saying we should head off any possibility.
Well, how are you going to do that?
By building a bulletproof case for you as a good father. No matter what happens to Blair, we start underscoring your virtues as a parent. Fortunately, you've made that easy. I mean, you've been a model father in many ways. You saw Star through her illness, her life-threatening illness and transplant. You've made sure that she's had a stable home environment before, during, and now that she's done with her recovery. Even Blair agreed that this was the best place for Star when Blair was in rehab.
Oh, okay, so we won. You made your money.
All right, now I'm thinking this through. Now, is there anything missing from this picture of domestic stability? Well, a wife.
You know, I'm thinking I don't want to wait and see what happens with Blair. How do I get a quick divorce?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near Star. He was like a rabid pit bull. I cannot believe